Yep, you read that right. Durin's entire kit just got leaked. We've got the full rundown. His team synergies, his signature weapon, and even all his passives. And honestly, he's a bit of a paradox. Complicated, but simple at the same time. He's the kind of character who can slot into multiple teams, but in some very unique ways. So, if you're planning to pull for Durin, this video is definitely for you. But if you're pulling for Flynn's right now and want to save money on your top-ups, then my partner Ldshop is for you. With Flynn's and Yellen finally here, if you're planning to pull for them, then you definitely gotta check out Ldshop. Because right now they're giving up to 30% off all your top-ups. Want a $100 top-up? They've got it for as low as $70. Need a Welkin? No worries. They've also got it with 30% off. And yes, it's safe to be skeptical, but why fear when all they ask for is your UID and server? They won't even ask for your username. Personally, I've used them for my Welkin giveaways and even my personal top-ups, and I've faced absolutely no issues. And as if that wasn't enough, if you spend over $80 in a month, they'll throw in a free Welkin, or its equivalent in any 3 other games. Basically, it's free savings you won't get anywhere else. So go ahead and use my link below to grab your 30% off. Alright, so let's start with the basics. The source. Can't just drop leaks without telling you where they're coming from, right? So this one comes from Kokomi, a leaker who sits at around 75% accuracy on average. And here's the thing. The closer we get to a patch, the sharper their leaks usually are. Now this particular one is pretty detailed, so I'd say it's close to the final kit, aside from whatever tweaks HOYO decides to sneak in during beta. Oh, and before I forget, this is straight from the 6.2 dev test. So without wasting any more time, let's dive right in. Durin is expected to drop in version 6.2 first phase as a Pyro sword user. Now here's the thing, he's not just any support, he's confirmed to be tied to the Hexenzirkel. Yeah, that Hexenzirkel. This will make a huge difference in his kit, so make sure you keep that in the back of your mind. Now for his elemental skill, it's honestly pretty straightforward. Think Shiori vibes. Nothing flashy at first glance. All it does is restore some energy, tweaks his attack pattern a bit, and that's about it. Now for his elemental burst, this is where Durin really starts to stand out. His elemental burst comes with 2 different forms. Both forms revolve around Pyro application and buffing, but the twist is that you can't have it all. You'll need to give up one perk to gain the other. So for Form 1, you get a massive AoE, applying Pyro to many more enemies, but with slightly lower multipliers. While Form 2 flips the script, the AoE shrinks down, but the damage amplifications ramps up by quite a lot. And I know what you're probably thinking. Okay, but how high are these multipliers really? Don't worry, we'll break that down when we get into his passive talents, because that's where things start getting spicy. But real quick, I just want to announce that we're having a 10 Welkin giveaway at 25,000 subscribers. As always, just show the video some love. The more I notice you, the better. Moving into Durin's passives, we'll skip the boring exploration talent, because truly nobody cares if he can sniff out a Nodcry specialty flower. His first talent buffs both forms. So for Form 1, the form with big AoE, whenever your party triggers a Pyro reaction, so vaporize, melt, or even burgeon, the enemy's Pyro resistance drops by 15%. But that's not all, because it also shaves 15% off the other element in the reaction. So if Hydro is involved, Hydro res goes down too. If Cryo is involved, then Cryo res also goes down. The only limit are elements that can't directly react with Pyro. Now for Form 2, the form with smaller AoE but higher damage, Durin's own vaporize and melt damage gets boosted by a whopping 40%. Yeah, 40 whole percents. Almost as self-buffing as Mavuika. So yeah, at the end of the day, the power's in your hands. Do you want Durin to act as your dedicated melt nuker? Or would you rather have him as the guy who buffs your entire team's reactions? Well, you can think of an answer to that later, but for now, there's a catch. And honestly, the most interesting or annoying catch, and that is the fact that his second passive throws in a restriction. All those buffs we just talked about, they get doubled if you've got 2 or more members of the Hexenzirkel in your party. Yep, that's a straight 2x multiplier on his utility, but it also kind of locks you into building around that team that HOYOverse provides. Yeah, I know it sounds tough, but honestly we should have seen this coming. Fear not though, because we actually do have one Hexenzirkel member already in the game, and the best part is that she's a buffer, which means she could slot perfectly into a Durin team. But before we jump ahead, let's clear up what it actually means to be a Hexenzirkel member. No, not that X in circles, I mean Hexenzirkel. Anyways, it's pretty straightforward. They're powerful witches devoted to exploring the wisdom of Irminsul. That's the whole criteria. No half measures, no imposters, only the true witch circle. Now before you get the wrong idea, Lisa isn't one. To be fair, she's just a normal librarian. A very strong one, but still not Hexenzirkel level. The real member we do have in-game is none other than Mona. And this isn't speculation, it's backed by actual game dialogue. Lisa even spells it out in her voice line. About Mona, Mona. She seems to be an excellent mage, but I'm not a part of the Hexenzirkel. This simply proves that Lisa isn't part of the Hex, but Mona is. That's why Lisa flat out says, I'm not part of the Hexenzirkel, even though the question was about Mona. It's subtle, but it confirms things loud and clear. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the other Hexenzirkel members we know are coming soon. The first, and easily the most popular, is Alice. She's expected to be a Pyro DPS, which honestly makes perfect sense. Durin as a buffer fits hand in glove with Alice's kit. And then we have Nicole. Not much is known about her yet, but one thing's confirmed, she's also a Hexenzirkel member, which means, yep, she's going to slot right into Durin's synergy once she's released. With that said, it'd be dumb for me to cover all this without touching on Durin's signature weapon. His weapon is a sword boasting a base attack of 608 and a crit rate of 33.1%, which, let's be honest, is pretty average for a 5-star sword. But where Genshin lost me is the fact that the fricking passive itself also locks its full potential behind having 2 or more Hexenzirkel members in your party. Yep, even the weapon is built to force that synergy. Anyways, I think I've had enough rage baiting from Genshin for one day. If you enjoyed the video or found it even a little bit useful, then make sure to like, drop a comment, and subscribe. It's completely free, and hey, you might just snag a welcome giveaway at 25,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching, I appreciate every single one of you, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.